Hi, I'm Adam Drake from Mugen Seiki Racing. Today I'm going to share with you the new Protek 4-shoe clutch set. I'm going to go over some of the options as far as carbon and aluminum shoes, also the different springs that are available, and talk about the recommended settings that I use for nitro buggy as well as nitro truck in normal conditions as well as in high grip or low grip conditions. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and open up the 4-shoe clutch set and show you what's included with the clutch set. Part number for this is PTK 7550, and they make two options of the clutch set. One clutch set comes with 4 aluminum shoes, and one clutch set comes with 2 aluminum shoes and 2 carbon shoes. So what I have here is the 7550, which comes with 4 aluminum shoes. It also includes the collet, a clutch nut, 4 clutch pins, and 8 clutch springs. So you get 4.9 springs and 4 1.0 springs. That way you can kind of tune for a wide range of different track conditions. I also have here the PTK 7558. This is a 13-tooth clutch bell that is made specific for this clutch. It will also work on some other clutch systems like the associated 4-shoe clutch. It includes 2 Protek 5x10 clutch bearings. It's vented. It's also laser etched with the size of the bell. And these bells are available in both a 13-tooth as well as a 14. You also get a assembly instruction guide from Protek, and with this it also shows you kind of tuning tips. So if you want softer acceleration or harder acceleration, basically more aggressive, it'll kind of tell you what springs and what shoes to use for those different settings. For myself, I normally always start with 2 aluminum shoes, two of the carbon shoes. On the aluminum shoes, I'll run the 1.0 springs, and then on the carbon shoes, I'll use the 0.9 springs. A nice thing that they did with the clutch pins, if you've seen some of the other 4-shoe systems on the market, the clutch pins maybe aren't very durable. They beefed up the clutch pins to make them a lot more durable. And it's also really, really easy to tune, adjust, and also assemble and disassemble the clutch. So it's really tunable and also just very, very nice to work on. If I'm running on a really high grip condition, I'll sometimes run all 4 aluminum shoes with 4 1.0 springs. This will be kind of the most aggressive setting you can run. It will have a little bit later engagement, so the engine will actually rev slightly more before the shoes engage. But then when the shoes engage, it's going to be really aggressive and accelerate super hard. If you run the 2 carbon with 2.9 springs, 2 aluminum with 1.0 springs, it's going to be a little bit smoother delivery of power. The carbon shoes will engage a little bit earlier, which kind of helps put the power to the ground. And then the aluminum shoes come in to give it that drive and acceleration. So it's a really good option. Typically, I'll run the same setting for both truck and buggy. Some people will maybe just run all aluminum in truck just to make it really aggressive. But for me, normally I'll change my clutch setting depending on the grip level and the amount of acceleration I need. And usually that's the same for both buggy and truck. So again, 2 carbon, 2 aluminum for kind of your medium track or lower grip tracks, all aluminum for higher grip tracks. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of a closer look of how the clutch is actually assembled. So start with the flywheel. The flywheel is a 34 millimeter flywheel. It's pretty standard and will fit in pretty much any 8-scale vehicle. So as far as the springs go, they actually slide into a hole in the shoe, and then you align the other end of the spring with a hole in the flywheel, and that kind of locks in. And then you have a clutch pin that's basically like a clutch screw, I guess you could call it, but it's basically a clutch pin, and then it's threaded on the one end to where you screw it in, holds everything in place, and then you'll just repeat that same process with the other shoes. But it makes it super nice to change. You don't need a special clutch tool. You literally just need a 2mm driver, and you can remove the pin, the shoe and spring, and then if you want, you can switch to like a 0.9 spring, a little bit softer, smoother engagement. And then again, that same process. Put the spring into the hole in the shoe, and then you'll go ahead, align the other end of the spring with the hole in the flywheel. And you may have to take and kind of work the clutch pin a little bit just to get it to align, because it's kind of a double shear. It has to go through flywheel, shoe, spring, shoe, and then into the other end of the flywheel. And again, you just go ahead and tighten that down. These pins don't need to be super tight or thread locked. They tend to hold themselves in place really good. It's not a bad idea to maybe get some replacement pins, just because it can be a wear item. These pins have been really durable, more durable than some of the other clutch systems on the market. But you have the shoe opening and closing and kind of wearing on that pin. So over time, you will want to check and inspect the pins just to make sure they're not worn to where the shoe action is still really free and smooth. And then here's a closer look at the 13-tooth vented clutch bell. And you could use this bell on some of the other clutch systems that have kind of the similar design or force shoe like the associated clutch, but this is from Protek and goes with this clutch set here. And like I had mentioned, there is aluminum shoes as well as a carbon shoe. All these parts are sold kind of individually or as sets, and you can get the complete aluminum clutch or a complete clutch that has 2 carbon, 2 aluminum, 4.9 and 4 1.0 springs